Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome. I am the WooFDriver. I am coming to you live. I might have fooled you because I know you know that we have some awesome live shows coming up for you, not including me. So when you put me into the mix, it's really wild. Just kidding there. But you're guaranteed a good time. That I am serious about. In a little while, about 6 o'clock, we have Barbara doing her Animal Secrets show, and this is going to be her pilot, her first broadcast on the WooFDriver network, and we're looking forward to it. She is going to share with you some incredible stories, take your questions and comments, and entertain you, and as well as you'll be able to check her out and learn a lot from her. After Barbara, at 7 o'clock, is Carol Grace Anderson, who is going to be doing Paw Prints of Wisdom. She's a motivational speaker. She just published a book all about how dogs can teach us humans to live better, and we need to take our lessons from them. Everybody knows that. So without further ado, let me explain to you where we're at. I'm going to turn the camera around. We are at what we call the big farm. As you see out there, folks, there's cows in the distance. We're going to be free ranging down this farm road, and I'm going to be using, this is the top part of the farm that we don't go on to usually, depending on conditions. You can see there's corn growing all over the place, lots of crops here. This is the ATV that I will be rolling on, and if you, by all means, hey Sherman, thanks so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And this is the dog bus, or better known as the dog van, and it's got the Husky emblem, just so you know. That's the old Brockway. I used to be a big rig driver of a real big rig, and Brockway trucks were from back in the 60s and 70s. Mack Truck bought them since, so Mack's got the Pit Bull, or the Bulldog, excuse me, and Brockway had the Husky. And if you're lucky, you can find these Husky or sled dog, pulling dog emblems and hood ornaments on eBay. So, without further ado, I'm going to put you in the holster, folks. And no offense, I'm still happy. I'm still loving you guys. So, but when I put you in the holster, it gives you a view of where we're at and what we're doing, and it's hopefully a really cool view I'm sharing with you today. I'm mounted the camera in another place. And by the way, if you can't hear me for some reason, by all means, please let me know, because I'm on a wireless system here as I'm trying to be able to mount the camera, like I said, in a different position so everybody can see, and sometimes the sound doesn't cooperate. So we've used this sound before, and cool, looks like we're live and everything's good. So by all means, you can type questions in. It's going to be a little hard for me to answer them, but you can type them in, and I will do my best as we do our stops and stuff. So here we go. I'm gonna let the whole crew loose. So pardon me one sec. Just by the way, well, I can't show you this because the camera's in the front now. But by the way, I'm using a Garmin Alpha. Britt told you a little bit about this on the WooFDriver News, and it's a Garmin Alpha GPS collar system. So I can keep track of where the dogs are if they would get out of range. I can audio page them, different commands through audio tones. And we can also tell statistics about them, how they're running. So you can't hear me. Ooh, good. Thank you for telling me. Let me check everything here. Just make sure. Oh, okay, good. Thank you for telling me you couldn't hear me, because I'm going to turn it right back on. There we go. Now we should be live on sound, and I apologize. Okay, so as they say, I'm going to let the wolf pack loose, and here they come. Let the wolf pack loose, and here they come. It's going to take me a second, folks, but you will see them. This is a beautiful day. Now I'm going to talk to you about, good girl, Princess. Good boy, chasing Zorro. As soon as I round them all up, you'll be able to check them out as they go. Come on, guys. Come on, Jay. Pardon me if we lose connection suddenly. that happens as we're rolling along. So you may already know the wolf pack. I'm not sure, but right in front of me is Princess. She's the eldest, and she's a real ham, in case you didn't know. Come on, Jag. Sometimes I can forget their names, as you see. Nothing personal. It's just depending on what's going on. Excuse me 1 sec. I'm going to make sure I got all my cables with me. Hey, guys. Ho! And I'm actually going to... Chase! Going to make a quick back to the van because I forgot my cords. But we're in, like I said, a protected area, relatively speaking, where it's just us free-ranging, which is kind of cool because it gives us an opportunity to really run the range, no pun intended. And I'm going to get you dogs in 1 sec. I apologize for that. Here we go. We are officially on our way. Come on, guys. Good boys. So I'll describe to you what we're doing here, and I'm going to try to take your questions. As I said, if I don't get to them on the air, just because I've got so much going on, watching the wolf pack and managing TV I'm on, as well as looking out for farm equipment and farm animals and wild animals as well. But what we do, we go to a few different areas. I'm in Maryland. I'm all over Maryland, but our home base is out of Maryland. And we'll go to all these different farm areas that I've worked out deals with the farmers, or in some cases the landowners. Most of them are farms. One is actually a horse track, pretty incredibly enough. You know, Maryland's all about horses, one of our claims to fame. And this is a horse track where I go to, not here today, but it's a 5/8 mile track, and we're famous for the Preakness as well. So some of the horses that do their training, not for the Preakness necessarily, but for anywhere, because this is one of the few official horse track training areas from way back in the day. And by the way, where we're approaching, there's cows. There's one in the barn. That's where you saw Zorro just look over at. And she might be pregnant because she's separated. They're quarantining her for a reason. She looks very happy, though. And I can't show her to you, unfortunately, because I do have the cameras mounted in front of me. There's a bunch on the hill to the right. Not sure if you can see that. But they're taking a lot of bathroom breaks as we start off, and that's normal. And one of the reasons that happens, we got some cows talking to us. I've mentioned this before, but just in case you're new to the audience, one of the reasons dogs will take a lot of bathroom breaks, especially before they do running, go just getting out to their activity, because in the wild, they would normally not want to have an encounter, either if they were on the hunt for prey, if they were wolves like their ancestors, or they wouldn't want a chance where they would have a fight, be subject to a predator or fighting with another wolf pack possibly, or one of their own mates. So they don't want to have to go to the bathroom in the middle of that. And that's really the reason they go to the bathroom as soon as they get to an activity like this, as well as you can hear the cows in the background, the activity. Oh, we got someone coming. Come on, guys. Here. Jack, good boy. Come on. Here, I got to pull over. Good boys. Chase, here. Zorro, here. Zorro. Here, guys. Here. Princess Platts. Good girl, Platts. Here. Good boys. Check, Platts. Good boy. Chase Platts. Hey, how are you? Good, thanks. Good to see you. Princess Platts, guys. Check. Good boy. Princess. I told you she's a little diva here. Okay, good boys. So, what happened there, folks? I don't know if you saw it. I'm sorry if I'm out of range. But we had actually, I believe that's the farmer's granddaughter. She came through here, and a lot of farm work gets done in and out. She's taking care of the animals sometime. There's a big pond, whatever. So sometimes the dogs need to be able to come to me and drop instantaneously. Now, usually, when we first get out here, it's a little more challenging because they're all energized and they're smelling the scents for the first time. So sometimes I got to get in there and shuffle them around. But this is called a Platts position. which means down. It's a German term, and I'll explain more to you about that in a second. Now watch when I give them the command. Let's see if I can rotate this over real quick. Watch as I give them the command. Free! Come on, good boys. Good boys. So that's the release command. Kind of cool, if you will. So that just gets them, puts them in free motion because the all dangers cleared, or obstacles, if you will. And during that episode, that was all the stag was going to the bathroom, so don't obviously interrupt that. But just want to let him know when he's done to come over to me. And sometimes they get excited when they see another AT because that's what they're trained to follow or to lead, and they want to be part of it. So come on, guys, come on, Chase. So if some instances, they might want to just start following it. And I do flex my voice occasionally. You'll hear me get a little loud. I do that because, first of all, to warn other animals, especially wild animals that are in the house. So hopefully they'll take cover, take heed, and go to their appropriate places. They know that anyway. I mean, they pick up on scents. They're a lot smarter than that. But occasionally, especially at certain times of the year, when they're first coming out of hibernation, the animals that hibernate, they're more likely to be what they call like a deer in the headlights, where they're like, whoa, what's going on? They're moving slower and they're not as alert. Also, this time of year, you can run into young animals. A lot of young are being born. There's young deer, or they're with their mama. They're new to the world, and they think the dogs are a animal. So that's why with raccoons, deer, possum, whatever. And I know raccoons and possum are maternal. Occasionally, we'll run into them, even skunk or in the. We do our nighttime adventures. You might have caught a little bit of our midnight mushing. When we do our nighttime adventure, and wait, 3 of the wolf pack are behind me, Zorro's in front. So behind my police. When we do our midnight adventure, usually time adventures, they are tethered to the bike, so we wouldn't, because I have a tougher time. It's tougher, even though I use night vision goggles and equipment, it's tougher to spot wild animals. Anything that's coming through. Sorry about a little bouncy kind of work, folks. I don't know if the camera's bouncing or if it's just me. But sorry about that. Some of the equipment here, you'll see the trailer. This was an old sawmill. You might get glimpses of it because this is a working farm, and sometimes they just got junk laying around. The sawmill was really cool. This trailer, I just think they use for storage. It's kind of open-ended, but animals can take cover in there, so always want to be on the lookout, like I said. So now you're looking, I can see the camera. Sometimes, oh, guys, easy. I see them perk up, and nope, good boys. I'm looking, and here comes Jag now. So the only one behind is Prince. So you can see Jag left, possibly, running the rows of corn. These are rows of corn. He loves that. And now he just took a breather. He rolled in them, which he does too. And we can keep going, but I'm going to stop because it's a little cooler right here. It is rather warm today, folks. Let me read some of your comments. Thanks so much. Badari, it is heaven. It's just so cool here. And yeah, sorry, it's a little shaky. Shay, I'm trying my best. I got to come up with a better mounting system. But certainly when we stop, you can see it, and when we're on the smoother areas, when we're riding on the grass. Right now we're on a farm road. It's not super active. It's not actually only active for this farm, but because see the grass growing in there because it's not highly traveled. Zorro, good boy. Jag, no. And what I'll do sometimes is give them a little audio tone to let them know Pack Daddy is in the house. Hey, Zorro, good boy. So he's getting ahead and he knows where we're going. Zorro! Got a deer up there. Good boy. Good boy. Did you see that deer, folks? They flushed that deer right out. And I just gave him the command. And as you see, he did not chase him through the field. That was really, really awesome. That's the way this kind of free-ranging training works. Because normally any other bird you would know, would be taking off right now, especially a husky, prey-driven dog, one of the closest breeds to the wolf. So just let them know, hey, that's not the way we behave. I can tell that there was something in the field rolling. So that's why we did that. Jag, good boy. Chase, no. And probably they flushed out anything that was. And I'm loud. Jason, Jag, no. Here, guys. So this gets a little hectic and a little trying. These fields are not cut yet. Jag, good boy. Chase, good boy. Zorro, good boys. Come on, guys. So these fields are not cut yet, folks, and they love rolling through them. Come on, guys. Princess, no. Princess, good girl. Come on. Come on, guys. They love rolling through them, and quite frankly, it's great exercise for them, and this is what we come here. Come on, guys. Free. We come here to do their thing. Zorro, good boy. Chase, good boy. We come here to let them do their thing, and I don't want to take that away from them. Of course, we want to keep it as safe as possible, which we do. Come on, let's go. Hike. Good boys. Jag, no. Good boy. Good boy. Come on, Chase. Good boy. I'm just managing, folks. I don't know if you can see in front of me, but I'm riding through a tall field. I don't know if you can see the side of me. I'm quite certain you can't. Chase is coming through. So you're hearing me talking to all the dogs, giving them commands, and that's because they're gathering around it. Come on, guys. Got to watch for groundhogs in here, too. Come on. Here. Good boys. Good boys. Good boy, Zorro. Always lots of praise. Come on, pretty. Chase. So it's my job, because I'm the wolf driver, managing all their speed, keeping them all together. Come on, Princess. And you can see sometimes they want to stop and sniff right in front of my ATV. So I've got to be very careful, especially in these tall fields, because you could run over them, God forbid. Come on, guys. Come on, Jag. Especially Jag, small. Zorro, no. Zorro, good boy. Come on. Good boy. Again, I don't want to. Free? I don't want to put too much water on their fire, folks. Come on, let's go. Good boys. I want to keep them moving, though. So you're getting to witness some really cool stuff here, because they're trucking through this field, and it's so cool. What it is, I believe there's wheat on both sides of me. That's the brown you see, or the tan. And right in the center here, this is just tall grass. Probably could be farmed as hay. So the dogs won't mess the crops up, but I will if I run through. This is still a trail lane that I've worked out with the farmer, even though they might harvest this center lane for hay. Come on, guys. You can see Zorro's way up ahead. Not way up ahead, but there he is. And he blends in better he camouflages himself better in the summer and spring foliage, whereas the white dogs obviously camouflage themselves better in the snow. So I'm always looking for somebody. So this is really cool. We've got Jag and Zorro in the front. Princess is behind them, and Chase is behind her. Coming up, this is a huge field. Again, folks, there could be animals anywhere, so I need to be on alert, and I need to be in communication with the dogs using my GPS controller, which has audio tone paging as well as my voice. And on top of that, I got to watch dogs don't get in front of me. Come on. Good boys. So I'll just let Zorro know I gave him a single page, which means that I'm in the house. It's just letting them know, don't get too carried away. And I can do a succession of that. It's almost like Morse code if he does get carried away and would go further than he was supposed to. And the only reason he would do that is because something caught his attention, like that deer did earlier, where I had to give him more of a page. Morse code, kind of. They're audio tones. So just so you know. Come on, good boys. Really tall here, folks. And a lot of people ask what I use for flea and tick. It's Bravecta. Actually, I think we're getting cicadas this year. They're just like locust. They come every 17 years. And this might be the year. I'm pretty sure it is. I haven't seen them yet, but I know a couple people have mentioned them. I'm a group member in Rails to Trails, looking for trailways to ride the dogs on. And people have said they've been running into them. Okay, so we are back on one of the farm roads. That was a special treat for the dogs. That's usually open, wide open area. I call it a runway, if you will, because it's so open and you can land right. You can land a plane there. It looks like. Okay, here we go, folks. So I race them down there. I'll get ahead of them and challenge them to do a sprint run to get as fast as they can. Sorry again, it's bumpy. Got to do something about that. I do see it shaking. But you see all 4 dogs in front of me. See, it was a little cleaner, I think, on the other ride. It wasn't as shaky. I'm going to try to hold it a little later, folks. But I love being able to give you this view. Actually, I think I can run left. It's not quite as shaky. I'm going to try this. Still getting a little shake, but not near as much. So I wanted to touch base with you and let you know that it is hot out here. But, a lot of people are so concerned, and I appreciate the concern. I know my dogs, and they need to run all year long. Now, we don't go out on the hottest days of the year, of course, but there are areas we can go when it's hot like today. There's shaded areas here on the farm. There's meandering waterways all throughout. And we let as much running in as they want, and whenever they want to rest, they stop to rest. Obviously, I'm very careful with feedings around working out. I keep the standard pattern all year long, but they don't need an hour, a minimal an hour before and an hour after. Ho, guys! Okay, I'm going to give you a jag. He's right in front of you now. He's just rolling around. Hey, Chase! And what they're going to do, oh, this is great. He's just chilling. We're in a shaded area, so we're going to take a breather. I'm going to try to do some questions here, do some comments. So, Charmin, I gave you a shout out. Appreciate it. The ATV is not new, Alice. I appreciate you asking. It isn't, well, it was new when I got it. It's already about 3 years old. There's about 240 hours on this one. Luckily, I'm fortunate enough, I have a few throughout the WooFDriver fleet because I can't take an ATV to every farm I go to, but I can have an ATV there. So I've been able to get deals on them, buy them at different times a year, closeouts, whatever. All of mine are electric, so I can actually, and Chase just laid down, just so you know. Good boy, Jag. All of my ATVs are electric, and this enables me to talk to the dogs without having to talk over a motor running. So you know what a gas-powered ATV sounds like. Even the quiet ones, like Gators from John Deere and other quiet machines, they're gas-powered. They put fumes in the air, and if I don't have to do it, I'd much rather use an electric piece of equipment. It also enables, because it's very quiet, and in case I didn't mention that, an electric motor obviously is very quiet. I can hear other animals. I can hear other farm equipment approaching us, etc. So thanks so much, Carla. I love the van. The van is we use 2 main vehicles. Again, been doing this for many years, so I have a collection of a lot of equipment. 2 main vehicles. One is a huge Ford Excursion that's been extended and built for the dogs. Essentially, it's 6 doors, and it's quite a piece of equipment. We need that to accommodate all the dogs, some of the crew that go with me. Those are when we do our big adventures and big trips. Got a question here. Are electric ATVs, and I'm going to answer that, more expensive? It's a good question. They are, I think they're about, I would say when I shop them, about 20% more expensive. They have some different pros and cons. For instance, believe it or not, this thing it's more of a touring vehicle, I'm going to call it. It's not so much it's utilitarian, but it's not like a 4-wheeler ATV where you go to get down and dirty and ride all the mud flats and all ride through the streams. You can do that with this one, but this is a 2-person or even a 3-person one with a little bit of a bed, almost like a pickup bed. So the reason being, it's really cool because you can actually, it's so heavy because it has car batteries in it. That's what makes it electric. So it's so heavy. When we go over the mud flats where a normal ATV might sink in and can't sink down low enough to get traction, this thing will get traction because it's so darn heavy. This thing's close to 1,000 pounds. So answering your question there, hopefully that helped. Dogs rule, yes, and we love this farm area. Thanks so much, Lynn. I appreciate it. And I'm going to say hi to Barb. Barb's watching. Great. And Barb is from Animal Secrets. That's her show. She's going live at 6 o'clock. Princess. Good girl. Princess is like, let's go, Dad. Princess is the oldest one, and she's the one who wants to go the quickest. The boys are 6 years old. She's 12. The boys are like, I'm gonna chill here. The deal with Princess is I've got her, kind of rescued her, if you will. Got her from a lovely family. They needed to rehome her, and I was able to take her in, and she had been taught. A lot of people have tough times dealing with Huskies. They're just a tough breed, very independent. And that's why, Jag just changed positions, by the way. That's why they're one of the most abandoned breeds you'll find, a lot of them in shelters and rescues, because they're a beautiful dog, awesome to look at. No? I just want to see, we had something. Could be a snake over here, folks. Excuse me for one sec. Stay. Stay, guys. Okay, no, it's a piece of metal. Okay, when I hear something rattle, and I pick this up, when I hear something rattle like that, there are rattlesnakes around. We've never run into them here. I've run into them in other places, but not here, not so much. But as you get to the Virginia mountains, there's one of the deadliest rattlesnakes, I believe. I think it's the timber wolf rattlesnake. Princess, and a story is around there that Steve Irwin, who's passed away, unfortunately, I'm sure you remember him, the crocodile hunter, came to that area, the Shenandoah, going through the Blue Ridge Mountains, looking for these timber wolf rattlesnakes, and they couldn't find any. Lo and behold, I find one in my house. Luckily, nobody was hurt by it. I mean, snakes are great, and they're part of our ecosystem. And I used to keep snakes, so I'm an animal lover of all animals. So in any case, wanted to let you know, Barb has a show here at 6 o'clock, and Barb's probably wondering, why is Bill on the air? Why is WooFDriver on the air? But my WooFDriver channel is becoming pretty much, I'm going to give you a better view of the dogs. Let me do this. Let me just tilt the camera, folks. It's becoming an all-dog network channel, if you will, and all-dog network is my saying. Did that give you a better view of the dogs? Hopefully. It's my network where we're having, Princess, stay, good girl, where we're having dog professionals and animal professionals from a wide array of practices and specialties coming to the WooFDriver page and doing live shows, as well as my live shows. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know of anywhere else like this besides a TV network like the Animal Planet on the news, on the cable, basically. I don't know of anywhere else like that. So this will be a first, I think, for Facebook and possibly anywhere of what we're doing. Really cool, really informative, really entertaining, and a place you can learn a lot, especially because you're getting such a large variation, such a large variety of shows. For instance, last night, I don't know if you caught Dean Miller. Dean's calls himself the dog counselor, and he's an expert dog trainer. Princess, good girl. What he does is he has a show on the WooFDriver channel, and he tells about dog training. He fields questions. He gives advice, etc. Now, some of the questions and some of the problems everyone may be having, people may be having, are a little too complicated to solve with one answer, of course. But he'll offer his service. He'll fly out anywhere. He's out of Nashville, Tennessee. But he's truly awesome. And you can catch his shows. He'll be on Thursday, and he'll be on again Sunday. Those are his days right now. And he trains one way. I train a totally different way. We've all got the same beliefs. We love animals the same, but totally different trainings. But what's so cool about my channel, what I'm telling you about, is you're going to hear me, you're going to see me live in the field a lot with the dogs. And you might pick up pointers. You might just want to see where we're going, whatever. But you're going to learn what I do in so many words. From Dean, you're going to learn how he approaches his training and hit the breeds he works with, and it's going to be pretty interesting. We may, hopefully, we're going to have another dog trainer or so joining the crew as well. So get your questions together and feel free to ask them at any time of any of us, and you can just send them to us in a message. The best way to do it is post them during when we're having live training feeds. But Barbara's feed, her live feed is going to be very interesting because, again, it's going to be secrets and what you can learn from animals and postures and behaviors and our energy, what we give off. Really, really cool stuff. And I'm excited to see it, too. So that's tonight at 6. That's only in a few short hours away. So don't forget to catch that. I'm going to be with you as long as my signal holds out, and Zara just decided to lay down. So we're all laying down now. Folks, by the way, I like to give a mileage reading. Right now we've got in just over a mile. So we did just start, but we take our time here. I mean, if a mile's all we did for the day, then that's all we do. But usually we'll get in about 5 miles or so. On a day like today, it might be 3 to 5 miles. On a cold day, it might be 5 to 10 miles on these free-ranging expeditions we do. So I'm going to go through and read a few more questions here. Hello, Nympha. How are you? I'm sorry if I say anybody's name wrong. Sandra. Oh, you have a Transit too? Transit's a great vehicle. I've had that Transit, I'm going to say now, for about 5 years. And it's been just wonderful for me. Limited problems. I don't think I've had any problems. And it's low down to the ground so the dogs can access it easily. And that becomes a concern as dogs get older in their senior years. Jumping up, you're probably familiar, is not the best thing for them. At any age, depending on, if their muscles are cold, whatever the case may be. So a low-down vehicle is always helpful. Now, my big truck, I'm going to turn the camera a little bit more, folks. Platz, Princess, good girl, Platz. Just a little more. My big truck, Platz, good girl, Platz, good girl. She's really alert, which is so awesome. She is looking for my sign when I'm ready to go. She's tuned in, but she wants, what the whole struggle, if you will, or the competitiveness of a wolf pack is when they want to be the first to find the prey or the treat discovery or whatever the case may be, and the first one there usually gets dibs on it. But then the pecking order of the wolf pack takes place. What I'm talking about is alpha status, etc., and I'll go more into that. But just wanted to let you know that, of course, as the dogs age, accessing vehicles is an importance that we think about. So the transit van is very low to the ground. It's excellent for that, as well as what I use with my big truck because it's so tall in the air. And I don't want any of them jumping that high if avoidable, especially Princess because she's oldest. So we have steps, electric steps that retract and they come out when we need to access it. So hopefully you can hear me now. I'm hoping. I'm gonna. Okay, I think everybody can hear me. Sorry about that. Yeah, Princess is in a hurry. Someone put she's in a hurry. She's always, Princess, as I was explaining, she came from another family, and because Huskies are so tough to raise, the leash became her nemesis. And it happens with a lot of training. A leash becomes a negative factor. So, plots, guys. I'm just going to try to get them to lay down just to let them know that we're going to stay here for a few more minutes. The other dogs are resting comfortably. Princess, plots. Good girl. She's going to come to me. So the leash is a negative factor, and I'm not going to demand that she plots. In some cases we might, but we call this the proximity allowance. I don't push them too much unless we need to. Whereas you saw me earlier, we need it to plots. So usually we won't. I won't demand that of them unless we're doing heavy training on it or a situation arises. So again, getting back to the leash, it can represent a negativity, especially if not done right, especially depending on the dog's personality. So we have to be careful how we train. I mean, sometimes, obviously, there's not a lot of places you can free range, so that becomes an issue when they can be leashless. But that's the goal, working towards that. That really helps them not care about a leash when they learn that they can be off leash, believe it or not. So Princess has some when she was younger, I believe they coaxed her into getting into the leash. And I don't know this for a fact. This is what I've surmised from her behavior. I read their behavior, read their posture, and I know what's going on with them. But I get that from her, so therefore a leash is one of the worst things I can put on her. But in some instances you have to, but it's actually, I can keep her closer with me without a leash by just using commands after I trained her. So it's pretty interesting. So Shay, again, I'm sorry it's a little shaky. You're in Texas. Texas is in the house. Thanks so much for dropping by, if I get my words right. Vicky, yes, the German command. Yes, you picked it up. By the way, you'll hear me use some German commands. I was trained, my master trainer and mentor was a Schutzen trainer. So Schutzen is police dog work or military dog training, protection dog training, and it's done for a few reasons. Of course, when you're in the United States, the police force uses German to command the dogs, most people, or a lot of people, speak English in the U.S. They won't understand the command, so they couldn't come in there and try to undermine you. Of course, the dogs are supposed to obviously listen to just the trainer, but under certain situations, you might have someone trying to outsmart the canine officer, the bad guy, try to outsmart him, and if he might be trying to command the dog, but chances are less likely he'll do that in German. So those are the commands I know. Plus, when you're around, some of the commands are very easy, like down. You can teach the dog down. That's what Plotz is, to lay down, as the dogs are doing now. They might hear down from anybody, and when the dog starts hearing the same word repeated over and over, they ignore it. So when they hear the one word Plotz, that means lay down. So hope that was a good explanation there. Badari, thank you so much. It is heaven. Denise, you are, I just love it, and it's so a fairy tale that I can share this with my dogs and do this. Oh, I hear you, Maria. Yoshi would love to play here. Yes, I'm sure, and hopefully we're going to be able to have seminars where other dogs can join in and we can do some training together. They are actually all Huskies, Danielle. Thanks for the great question. They're actually all Huskies except for Zorro, who's got some Malamute in him. That's why he's got the big head. And he's bigger. He's about 40% Malamute. Excuse me while I take a sip here. Thanks so much, Betty. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And thank you so much, Terry. Kitty, thank you. Nadia, thank you. Terry asked what state we're in. We are in Maryland. And we're towards the Frederick area, just so you know. Yep, Kitty's mentioned where she remembers Steve Irwin. I was mentioning about that Timberwolf rattlesnake, I believe it is. Never be another one like him. And it's funny, I saw, not funny, but it's sad. I saw a post about him the other day, and I was like, wow, seems like another century ago. Time flies. And I think his children, at least his daughter, are carrying on in his footsteps. She's become an animal lover and educating people about him. So always wishing them the best. Taylor asked how many dogs I have. I actually have 4 Huskies, and we have another dog who's a little Chinese crested. Not sure if you're familiar with the breed. They're she's 10 pound. We had one before her who's since crossed Rainbow Bridge. She was 7 pound. They're more of a toy breed, but they are known to be active. And I've got her doing a little bit of scootering with the dogs, learning about how to be part of the pack and socialize with them on the scooter. It's really great interactions. I train dogs like that, and especially to interact with other dogs, especially in a family if we're trying to integrate them, because it gives them a job to do together, and then you're putting together that they're working together for the same cause or purpose, and it becomes a strength builder in relationship building. And hey, Shay, yeah, we stopped, so hopefully you can check it out now. Thanks. Oski, I believe it is. Lovely coats. Yeah, these are unusual Huskies because they're woolly coats. Woolly coat means they're a long-haired, double-coated dog, and that's what these Huskies are. Hard to maintain because the long hair, traditional Huskies who have a normal hair or shorter hair coat are referred to as waterproof dogs because the nap of their hair is so tight that it's hard to get wet. It's kind of like a moisture barrier. These dogs, because they have longer hair, the wetness can attach to it and actually freeze up in the winter, and it can actually chill them or become a hindrance, carrying the extra weight. So in the wild, a long-haired, double-coated dog is more of an anomaly. It doesn't occur because nature's ways, they're nature's always perfecting itself. But these dogs were bred for that purpose, for the beauty of it. And of course, they're domesticated, they're living inside, so there's no need to worry about any of the elements affecting them that way. The double coat does help keep them warm, though, but I'm explaining how it can work in a negative factor with the some of the elements. We've actually gone out in some of the colder elements where they've gotten some of that ice buildup, and of course, when we see it, we stop what we're doing and we head back to warmer quarters like the truck. And Princess stay, good girl, and they'll warm up and it'll just melt right off them. But in the wild, a dog would be biting at it. It could chill them. It could cause what do you call it? Where frostbite, and it could cause other negative effects. So I want to keep that in mind. And Jenna asked, how old are the dogs? They're all 6. The 3 males, 2 white ones, and the more traditional looking husky, the dark one with the mask. They're males. They're 6 years old. The princess, who's standing right now, she's the white one that's standing. She is better than 12, and she is just remarkable because at her age, you would think she's slowing down, and she's really not. Because of her hyperness, she's more hyper than the other dogs. Because again, I attribute that to me not raising her from a puppy and the feeling that she had to be active to always outsmart what others wanted her to do. So you have to play reverse psychology sometimes, especially with training these dogs. So she always just was not naturally leery, someone trying to get her to do something. So she's always hyper and wondering, I don't want to be stuck in one place. I don't want to be confined to one area. So she's pacing and nervous and always walking back and forth. And it takes a ton to tire her out. Now, that being said, she'll tire out when we're on the dog bike real easily, or I should say before the boys do. What we'll do sometimes, she recovers the quickest. We'll put her on my co-pilot's lap, give her a rest. If she had to, she could go in the truck. The truck's always around. These are support vehicle, and she would get a rest. But right now, it's working out where she just gets a breather, and that's not really so much her age. That's just her hyperness. It affects her gait, and her gait is how she walks or runs. So she pulls a little bit almost to the side, and you can watch that in some of the videos. So maybe the boys will do a mile, and it's when we're on the dog cart, it's like 1.25 miles to her. So it's a little more, and that's why she tires quicker. I did want to mention that sometimes people will tune in. I hope the people that I actually hope the people that tune in during our other events when we're doing our sledding, I call it our fur wheeling or urban mushing. Got a couple different names in case you didn't notice. I hope they'll tune in now because, you see, people see that and they're like, oh my gosh, you're making the dogs pull you. And that's not what this is about. The dogs on all of my sleds, the dogs can pull, they can walk, they can just run with it if they desire. In fact, most of the time, we're in level areas where we ride, so the dog bike or dog cart we're using naturally rolls. Or just once you get it going, it wants to roll because of gravity. So we're always looking for the direction that the trail's running, and if there's a certain pitch to it, one way or the other, more downhill, we'll run in the downhill direction. So I'm riding the brakes more than anything else, but they are electrically powered. So if we need a little assistance for the dogs, we give it to them. But I'm balancing the speed back and forth. Now, when they see some wildlife or they get really excited, or sometimes they're just amped up, it's really cold out, and they want to run more, they'll actually pull the bike. Again, usually it's a level trail, so pulling it is just starting it up. But when they're starting to run faster than it, that's when it becomes that they're pulling it. And it's my job as a wolf driver to balance the speed because, again, you're dealing with the oldest dog who's not as fast. And that's with any sled dog team. You're always going to have a faster dog and a slower dog. So I'm balancing the speed between all the dogs to keep never go faster than the slowest dog's top speed, but at the same time let some of the faster dogs get a workout too in some capacity by pulling, so they can pull the weight. They're not getting the speed they desire maybe, but they're getting the weight pulling, which helps them get their energy out, and the slower dogs are just able to keep up with the running. So it's a really interesting system, how it works. And there's so much to it. When the dogs work together as a team, they usually live together better as a pack. And when there's a common goal, like I was saying, I'm training my little dog, Gigi. So people just tune in, and sometimes that's the bad part. And you can see Princess, she's just getting ready to lay down now. That's sometimes the bad part, where they'll just tune in and they'll see, oh my gosh, what's this guy doing? And they don't know, and they tell you something you're doing is not right. So Teresa's asked what breed they are, and again, they're all Husky. One of them's got some Malamute in them. And we're enjoying a nice summer breeze. It is hot out here, so we're running or trotting along this farm area very cautiously and very lightly, taking rests wherever we need to, getting water, getting dips in the water, as well as drinking situations all along the way. Now, we ran Saturday night. We did a mushing run, so they were on the dog bike, and this is a great complement to that, as they use different muscles on the trail, as they do here, and they can get a lot of grass running in here because there's open fields. Some of the farm roads I'm on are loose gravel, by the way. So I love to answer your questions. I apologize for the bounciness of the camera, but that's going to happen until I can work that out. I'm hoping on my next live show we can work that out. When I hold the camera, it's not as bad, but I can't hold the camera and drive this, and I'm giving you a lower view. I saw, when Taylor's asking how many snakes we saw, now here I think I've only run into garter snakes and black rat snakes, but I was telling a story how we ran into a timber wolf snake in the Shenandoah. Timber wolves are one of the most deadly snakes, venom-wise. So they are venomous. And I know when the dogs approach a snake, I can tell by their actions. I can, through their posture and their behavior, I can almost tell instantly what's going on in a certain situation, because I've been with them so much and we've explored and done so much. You're looking at the picture of the three chase princesses in the middle, Jags on the end, the three white ones together, and Zorro's out of the camera right now, but he's to the right. If you hadn't had a chance, folks, please join into our other live shows, because they're going to be awesome. Tonight, we've got a double feature for you. We've got Barbara with her Animal Secrets show, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait. That's at 6 o'clock, and all times for Eastern Standard. These are also posted on the WooFDriver page. By the way, you can subscribe to my schedule in there. And usually I'm trying to post a schedule at least daily right now, but it'll become a weekly thing when we get it more solidified. And after Barbara, at 7 o'clock, is Carol Grace Anderson, who's an author, and she does motivational speaking, and her Paul Prince of Wisdom show will be very interesting as well. So be sure to tune in. Again, all these shows are commercial-free, as well as subscription-free. So they're all right here on the Facebook feed. And we had a training show with Dean Miller last night. You can still continue to ask him questions on his feed, on the WooFDriver feed, on his live posting that I had. And you can ask anything you'd like. And if he can't answer it directly, he'll respond to you accordingly. As well as he might choose to answer it on his next show, which is Thursday at 9 p.m., I believe. And I believe, I'll have to look it up, I believe Barbara will be back on the air Thursday as well at 7. So Chase is up. The dogs have sat here long enough. We're going to get rolling, folks. It might get a little shaky. I apologize. Watch the dogs. I'm going to move the camera back, sorry, before I go rolling. And okay, so Princess got up. She knows. Okay. And here we go. Free. Come on, guys. So we're going to start rolling. It's going to be a little harder for me to answer questions. So this field I'm riding on, I'm going to try to ride on the field because it's a little smoother. This was a hay field that they just harvested probably about a week ago. And I love it. Well, I love reaching the fields when they've just harvested them because it's almost like carpet or certain, like a carpeted feel to him. Come on, Jag. Good boy. So Jag likes to move to the beat of his own drummer too, and he'll get behind the crew sometimes. So you got to keep an eye on Jag. Sometimes he's conserving his energy. So if something would show up in our track, like you saw the deer, that was awesome. He could be one of his wolf pack mates. He does have the shortest legs, so by that measure, he's a little limited in speed versus what they can do speed-wise. He's also a little lazy sometimes, but that's okay. It's good to be lazy. We have no problem with that. Again, I work with all their different energy levels. So I'm going to do a U-turn here. And as you saw, Zorro knew where I was going. Now, he's checking for me, but he shortcutted me. And that's okay. But normally I don't like to train that way, to let him shortcut me. The reason being, come on, guys, because I want them to keep their focus on me. And I'm going to turn that camera a little bit, folks. It just looks like it's a little off kilter here. So what he'll do is, what any dog will do, if they anticipate a direction you're going, they'll shortcut you. They'll get in front of that direction, and they'll go that way so they can take their attention off of you and, again, be first to any prize that might be found. When we change direction suddenly, it's similar to teaching a dog to heel. Then they learn, oh, I got to keep my attention on my pack daddy or pack mama. So when we're free ranging a lot, I'll go a lot of different ways, changing directions. But because they're trained now, never too much training. Don't get me wrong. But because they're trained and we're doing our show and everything, I will let them shortcut me. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please, by all means, keep them coming at me. Come on, guys. Now, they're slowing up a little, so I'm going to pick it up. And the reason they're slowing up is because they see Zorro. Come on, here. Come on, guys. Princess. Good girl. Chase. Good boy. Yeah, they're sniffing that area. And I don't mind being ahead sometimes, folks, because only thing bad is you don't get the view. I'm going to mount the camera behind me once, but they're more in front of me than they are behind me. But come on, Jag. I hear footsteps from an animal. It could be just a squirrel in the. I hear footsteps from probably just a squirrel in the woods next to us. But again, I'm always on alert. Nothing's going to jump out at us or threaten us. The only thing is the wolf pack could jump out at them and threaten them. So that's why I'm on alert, as I am. Zorro is usually in front, you'll notice. Chase is usually behind him, and Princess, and then Jag. That's usually the order. It changes sometimes. But almost always Zorro's out in front. That's pretty much a given. Passing by an old, probably some sort of farming equipment, crop picker or something, but it looks like it's seen its better days. So we're getting ready to go through a wooded area, folks, where we catch a stream down here and we meander through the woods, which is going to be bumpy, and I'm going to apologize ahead of that. And I'm really hoping I can work this bumpiness out because I know it affects the ride. I'm going slow now to try to... Come on, guys! Good boy. Come on. Princess, let's go. Good girl. And it's okay to go slow, especially because it's warmer out, but sometimes the wolf pack needs me to go fast. And usually, if I can't for some reason, come on, guys, get them with my voice. If the ATV and I are sitting around, come on, they will sometimes stay in that one position. Let's go, free. So sometimes it's hard to get them started. So if I've got a trail lane, I got to go around them, like Chase is here. Come on, Chase. If I could, I would go around Chase now because I want to catch up to the other dogs. Come on. It's harder for me to command them. I'm going to watch. I'll show you what I mean by this now. Whoops. Chase is preoccupied, and that's okay. I'll let him sniff. Come on. Come on, good boy. Now he's going to go. See, as I get around him, it's just like the old saying, if your dog ever runs away from you, turn around and go the opposite direction, because they want to really be with you. And as soon as you change directions, that's going to alert him or her that you're leaving them, and they don't like that. So that's where that comes from. This goes into my theory of short training. Okay, guys. So I got the 3 in front of me, which are Zorro, Jag, and Princess. Come on. Now they changed. Nope, Princess. They're just smelling. Come on. Jag. Here. Good boys and good girls. Good boys. Well, so this field is loaded with scents, apparently. I think there's a fox we've seen through here different times a year. So I'm sure he's got his scent in his den over here. And we stay clear of that. The fox is very smart. Never caught up with him. But I'm sure he's got his territory marked. Good boys and good girls. So I got 2 dogs behind me, 2 dogs in front of me. You're looking at Princess and Zorro. And what I'm going to do, when I get to this wooded area, folks, I'm going to let the Chase and Jag pass me. Come on, guys. I'm just speaking a little louder so everybody, any animals ahead. It is bumpy. I do apologize. I'm bumping like crazy. I don't think anything was going to miss, folks. This is extreme conditions here. Barely fitting through with the ATV. Sometimes we get a little bit of erosion here because the stream will rise up pretty high and it'll carve a different area than it'll wreak havoc on the trail, as well as put trees down. And it's not always maintained the greatest, because I'm one of the few people here that uses this area, though they do occasionally use it. I didn't build these trails. Some of the places I'll take you to, I actually, my team helped build trails. I'm just calling ahead so they know. And my GPS controller will tell me if they move away past a certain point past me. So if they get too many yards past me, whatever I set it at, well, no, that's really rocky. So I'm going to give you a view of what I'm looking at right now, which are all the dogs. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but I'm looking at all the dogs. I'm going to see if I can get you there. Cool, I'm glad we still have signal. And we're just at the stream right now, folks. They're getting water. They're getting their pads wet. Dogs actually sweat through their pads. I know dogs don't technically sweat, but it's a type of cooling down they do. So that's one of the key parts to help cooling a dog down, is to let them submerge their pads in water. Okay. Bless you, Princess. And this area is really rocky, to say the least. Okay, how many? Hi, Christina. I only got why is the. And, if you finish that question, I will answer it for you. I love taking the questions. Yeah, that's the biggest problem with dogs, is that they don't cool efficiently. So that's why they can overheat, and we have to be careful. This is a great area. I'm wondering if I could turn this vehicle around. I don't think I can, folks, but I'm going to try anyway. Ooh, ooh. Stay, Princess. Good girl. Princess. Good girl. Zorro. Zorro. There's Princess in a hurry again. And we're just waiting. Okay, good boys. They're waiting for me appropriately. Chase is coming up through. He's going to cross in front. Good girl. Where's the Z-Man? So. Zorro. Good boy. Basically, they're trained. If they're out in front of me and I don't show up, they don't hear me, whatever, they stop where they're at. If I audio tone them, the one audio tone beep, then they come back to me. We do get to areas that are so lush, either with crops or with just overgrown brush and foliage, that sometimes they can get lost just in through there. Of course, making loud noises, calling them to me, as well as a dog whistle I'll use. They are trained on the dog whistle. Will help them know where I'm at so they can come back. Jack. Jack. Love to take your questions, folks. And Jag. Good boy. Now, sometimes they'll meander out through the woods here, and I know through these woods we've had a couple animal. I've spotted some, so I don't like to get them too deep in the thick of it where I can't see real clearly. I hope you caught it earlier when that deer came out. I know the deer was way far ahead, so you probably didn't catch it, but I could tell by the movement of the dogs and how they were in pursuit that there was something they were going to chase. And if you saw how well Zara responds to the GPS collar, I just commanded him with my voice, but he was so engaged and so far ahead that he may not have heard it. But, of course, the collar's got, like, as far as you can see, like a 4-mile range. Jag. Zara. And I can't show you this, but Princess is actually laying down. Let me see if I can. Okay, folks. So she was laying down, but she's ready to go now. So we're gonna rock and roll. Come on, guys. So you're gonna get some more rough riding through the woods here. Now this is a pretty good trench, so I'm gonna have to go full tilt here. So I apologize if we get a little shaky. And Zara's just stopping here for a sec. Good boy, Zara. Okay, that wasn't as bad. As everything dries out here, because it's getting drier, folks. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. One by. Good boys. As everything gets drier here, folks, the mud pack's tighter, so it's easier for me to cross. But don't let it fool you. I think we're kind of zoned in here. I'm going to, excuse me for one sec, folks. Stay, guys. Free. Good boys. Just wanted to get the camera back to where better position. Okay, come on, guys. Good boys. Jack, Chase. I wish you could see this, folks. They're in the thicket of the stream, and I've gone up here because this stream that I'm next to, I'm parallel, so you can't see on the side of me. Come on, guys. It becomes a waterfall. Usually when all the ice melts in the spring. Come on. Chase. Here. Chase. Zara, no. Come on. Good boy. Zara. Come on, guys. Jake. Good boy. And it becomes a waterfall, and we go to it, and I'll walk the dogs. Any of these places I can walk to, they're all part of this farm. So, come on, good boy. Good boy. So there are some areas we'll cross that aren't actually part of the farm, that are other farms because they're surrounding farms here, and I don't have permission to run on all the lands. This is about 500 acres, so I can run all through here. Come on. Like I said, 500 acres is enough to get about anywhere from 5 to 10 miles. 10, much more than 10, and you're going to get too repetitive because you want to keep it fresh to keep the dogs as engaged as possible. So new areas. Come on, Chase. Good boy. So new areas are key. So I've got my own little running way. Hey, Terry. How are you moving so fast? I'm moving so fast because I'm in an ATV. You might have missed that earlier. I'm in an electric ATV. So you don't hear a motor. But I'm able to go about, believe it or not, 25 miles per hour. So, I mean, they could sprint up to 30 miles per hour. Zorro! Jag! Good boys. I'm just paging them to me. Good boy! Come on, Z! Zorro! Good boy. Good boy. Chase! So, as you can see, the foliage is getting thicker, and it's harder to follow them. But they know the area we're in, so they're trained to stay in that area and stay with me. Come on, good boy, Chase. Come on, guys. Good boys. Now, I got to go a little fast here, folks. I apologize once again. This is a tough... Come on, Princess. And main thing is you want to avoid being near the dogs, because as soon as I get in the... Come on. Good boys. Let's go. Good boys. Good boys. Okay, folks, I'm going to get you a view. We're all going to be in front. We're going to travel through this area together. Good boys. So this is pretty cool, to say the least. You probably haven't seen anybody on Facebook doing this kind of stuff. Hey, Cheryl, we're doing good. Once again, I want to remind everyone, tune in at 6 o'clock tonight. I'll be on the air probably... Whoa, sorry, that was a branch. I'll be on the air probably, let's see, what time is it now? Maybe till 5:30. And I'm going to turn the reins over to Barbara, who is going to host her show, Animal Secrets. After Barbara, at 7 o'clock, there's going to be another live show called Paw Prints of Wisdom. And that'll be with Carol Grace Anderson, author, motivator, a motivated speaker, and again, another animal lover. So it should be interesting. Sorry we're shaky, folks. Ho! I see Zorro. Just easy, guys. Now I'm going to let him go a little faster. I'm going to move fast, folks. Okay, I can control this vehicle from 4-wheel to 2-wheel. If I use 2-wheel, I'm using a less electric. So not that I'm going to run out. I mean, this thing could go probably 15 miles in the spring. Easy, good boys. Easy. Saying that nice and loud, folks, because I'm cresting a hill. And just don't know what's over the hill till I get there. So you can see I just crested this hill, and this is... Oh, I thought that we had rabbits, but we do not. We have cows on the other side. We're fine with cows. I mean, we go through cow fields a fair amount, so that's okay. And the cows are separated here. Sometimes, only very... No, come on, Princess. 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 Good girl. Only very occasionally will we... have to go through the cow pasture here, but in Shenandoah I have to go through it to access the better part of the farm. Come on, guys. Jag, good boy. Free, come on, here, go, come on. Sometimes here's my word to call them to me. Sometimes I'll just say it to grab a little bit of attention. They were looking over some droppings from another animal, trying to identify that animal. And to me, that could be it could be coyote, folks. So we've run into a huge coyote here just one time, and he got out of our way quick. We got out of his way, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to grab a picture because I was so in awe. Easy, guys. I was so in awe when I first saw him. Thanks so much, Taylor. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the first time I saw him. That's just the cows. I was in so awe, I couldn't grab my camera right. And I was not expecting it because it was cold as can be outside. Uh-oh, we got cows out of the pasture. Oh, guys. No. Here. Here. They're out of the pasture, and this happens occasionally. No, Jag. What I'm going to do is they're young cows, so they'll get... No, here. Might go back the other way we came. Let's see. Jag, good boy. Here. Might go back the other way we came. What I want to do is prevent... What happens is when they're out of the pasture, they can get really spooked by the dogs because they're around the fence, and they can run into the fence and... No, Jag! And really hurt themselves. So I want to avoid that. Yeah, they're way out. I don't know how the heck they got out. That's interesting. So let me try to see if I can. And this is not an uncommon occurrence, but we don't see it all the time. Stay. So I'm going to try to see if they work themselves over. No, princess. See, she's anticipating we always go down that way. So yeah, good. I'm trying to let the other cow. And what'll happen? What'll happen also? Good boy, stay. Get the whole family moving over there. What happens in addition to that? I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to try to find somebody. The mother, because they're young, the mother will be protective too. So we got to be careful with that as well. Yeah. They're not in any danger here. Good boy, good girl, princess. But I don't want to put them in any danger by scaring them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the farmers. Usually that area is closed. I'm going to try to get the farmers. We're going to go up here. Good boys. Come on, good boys. I'm going to turn around, go the other way, and let them know the scene, the deal. Come on. Jake. Good boy. Yeah, the mama cow's coming over too. So we're going to just trying to navigate and keep you alert too, folks. So this is really cool stuff. Yeah, this feels good. Come on, Chase. Good boy. Come on, guys. Now, the dogs are unsure what direction I'm going, so until I can get them in front of me or behind me, they're not going to. No, come on. Good boys. Come on. Yeah, good. The cows are going back. That's what I was hoping would happen. They're going back on their own. So I'm going to ride through this way, folks, and avoid them altogether. They're creatures of habit, and they'll probably go back to their pasture. I've run into cows at unusual places on this farm because they will get out of their pastures occasionally. And again, there's all farms around here. Not too many problems they could create. And the in and outs of this farm, for the most part, are they would have to go through where all the farm hands are, so someone would see them up there. But they like me riding around for this reason, that I can alert anytime we have issues happen. And they wanted to know when I saw that coyote, because sometimes the coyotes will attack the cows and the livestock. Actually, they had foxes playing with the cattle's tail, and that became a problem. So, okay, come on, good boys. It's got Zara rolling over. I'm hoping you can see ahead of me. I'm going to try to focus the camera in. Okay, good boys. Good boy. Come on. Yeah, so a lot goes on with different animals on these farms, and it's really interesting. And it can be chaotic sometimes. Now, it's not chaotic with me. I mean, one of the reasons I'm here, they let me be here, is because the dogs are under my control and so well behaved. But when you mix wild animals and cows and the chickens and everything else, that's where the farmers have to be cautious, because their livestock can get attacked, and it's happened many a times. So when I'm here, I can usually fill them in if I see any predatory animals that could be threatening them, so they can try to set up traps to move them. That's the best way to deal with them. Okay, good boys. Come on, guys. Now we're going to go back the way we came so we can get to the other side of the farm. And sometimes when we go back the way we came, they move slower because they've just been through this area. It's not as exciting to them. And that's what I was talking about. When you wear your mileage out, you only go so many miles until you start repeating a place so many times that it becomes a drag, essentially, to the dogs. Just boring. So any questions? Once again, I am your host, the Wolf Driver. What you're looking at is me free-ranging my wolf pack. My wolf pack is 4 dogs that I have. Chase. And they're all huskies. One of them, Zara's, got a little bit of Malamute in him. And we're free-ranging through farmlands right now. You might have seen we've run into, so far, a deer. We ran into loose cows. We didn't get to them, okay? And the boys are down looking out in the woods, and I have to be concerned now. Don't know if you can see it. The 3 of them, Princess is just hanging with me right in front. So they're looking down into the woods. This is a cow pasture, but before that pasture, on the perimeter of it, there are could be some wild animals. So have to be concerned with that. So it's a lot of work doing this, but again, this is letting the dogs run off leash to their heart's content, essentially, letting them do the things they enjoy do and pursue their instinctual life. Come on, guys. Good boys. Okay, good boys. Now, that's another field. Don't know if you caught a glimpse of it, but I go down that other field. I used to go there, too, but it's another farm, and they don't like us on there as much. They like to maintain their property without people on it. They're funny about it. But they got more mad at the farmer than they did at me for his people walking on it. It's pretty interesting. So you get all kinds of stuff everywhere. Okay, good boys. Zorro? Good boy. So right now, folks, they're in the stream. We're cutting through the area we came back from. And that's what I was talking about. Anywhere we go, there's always a chance for them to get a drink of water, to get their bodies wet, their pads wet, etc. I'd love to take your questions and hear what you have to say. Sorry if you hear me drinking, but I got to get hydrated too. Jag. And I'm going to call the dogs, and we're going to go around the other way. Good boys. Come on, guys. Come on, Jag. Chase. Good boy. Whoa. I usually go in this way in reverse. So, in the reverse direction. So I'm usually not going down that hill. I'm climbing it. So it looked pretty steep. It was pretty awesome. I've gotten stuck back here from the mud flats because when it rains and we get a lot of moisture, they build up. Come on, guys. So, no. Come on. Good boy, Chase. So. And you got to see this. Jag is doing his roll. Jag's got the longest hair and the thickest out of all of them, so he scratches his back the most. Princess, come on. So we're just meandering through at a walking pace right now through this wooded area of a 500-acre farm, folks, where we've already seen a deer. We saw some cattle outside of their pasture, and we're pretty much up for anything we might get. Coming across a stream right now. So we just like I said, the stream really meanders because we went through the first part of it about 20 seconds ago, and as we come around the other side of it, we're going through this part. And it's really cool because the ATV can ride right through it, lets the dogs have access right to it, and it's awesome. Come on. Good boys. Praise is so important. Anytime I'm with the dogs and they're doing the right thing, and we're out just doing our stuff, always want to let them know what a great job they're doing and how happy of a place it is being around each other. Discouraging them from wanting to go away. It's just like sometimes you'll see, come on, Jack. Jack, free. Come on, Chase. Sometimes people's dogs will take off from them. And when the dog comes back to them, they scold them. Sometimes they'll spank them, which is totally wrong. I would never lay a hand on a dog. Chase! There's so many other ways to train, and that's the most negative and can cause the most damage. But even just yelling at your dog for running away, never do that. When the dog comes back to you, you praise him and tell him it's so wonderful that he's back. You want to celebrate it. But you want to set him up next time maybe to teach him not to run away. That's the way we train. But always let him know when he's with you in your proximity, he's safe. Good question, Cheryl. She wants to know if they're pretty close in weight. Well, the heaviest is Zorro. So he is the biggest. He looks a lot heavier than he is. He's 75 pounds. He looks like he's about 95 just because he's so fluffy. Second heaviest is Princess. And Princess is about 50. She runs about 53, 54 pounds. Chase. And then is Chase. And Chase is really tall. He's pretty much as tall as Zorro, but believe it or not, he's only like 52 pounds. He's just so lanky and so active. When he's outside, when we're at the house, he's running back and forth. That's what he does. He settles down, but when he sees a chipmunk or something he wants to chase, he's the one I can always find engaged in some activity. And then you got Jag, and Jag's really small for a husky. In fact, he's only 45 pounds, and he's short. He's stocky like a husky. Come on, guys. Chase. So I'm going to try to get us moving here. Great question, Cheryl. Thanks so much. You lecture them, right? Exactly. Kitty says she lectures them. I'm assuming when they do something wrong, like we were talking, when they don't respond to you. Come on, Chase. Good boy. You know, and what you're looking at, folks, I've got the three dogs in front of me. Chase is getting stuck in the sticker bush. Come on, good boy. It's okay. Good boy. Sometimes you got to coax them through that because they can get stuck in sticker bushes, tangled up, I should say. And sometimes, I'm always carrying a blade with me just in case I got to cut it. Hi, good boy. In case I would have to cut them out of a sticker bush or something gets caught in their fur. And that happens more times than you think. So always, when you least expect something, it happens. So carrying the right tools will help you get out of any situation. And I'm looking back at just a bunch of clump of trees. I thought it was a structure back there. And, these areas date back pretty far. These farms have been in families' hands, and you never know what you're going to run into, which is so cool. I'm talking historic stuff, artifacts, and especially in the Shenandoah, because that was so the Civil War era. We're not there today, but when we go there's actually a bunker, a hill that was used as a bunker at the farm we go to there, and we're always looking for stuff. I'm sure they've searched it to pieces, but even then, you never know what you're going to find. And just to know the history when you're at some of those places is truly amazing. Come on, guys. Good boys and good girls. And this is what we do, folks. We just take our time moseying along. Again, you've seen him pick up speed. Someone earlier asked me, well, how am I going so fast? Thank you so much, Catherine. They are really cute, and they're great. And I love them. I love all dogs. I wish I could bring. I was telling you about Gigi. We have a 10-pound Chinese crested. Come on, Jaro. And we can't bring her. We couldn't free range with her, and the reason being with that is because birds of prey are they could pick her up, a large bird of prey, which we have had a similar incident. Come on, Chase. Come on. Easy, guys. And come on, Chase. So the dogs are getting a little bit ahead. I want them to go ahead because this is a rough, rocky area, and Chase was still back. Come on, Chase. Free. Good boy. Go ahead. Go with your pack. Good boy. This was back in. He was back in the stream. I want to let them. This is going to be bumpy. I apologize. Come on, free. Jag. Come on. So I wanted to have to kick the vehicle on the four-wheel drive here, folks. Yeah, boy, this is really. I usually go in the opposite direction here, so I'm traveling. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Chase. Jag, good boy. I want to keep them moving. Come on, guys. Because Princess and Zorro are ahead of me, which is all good, but I can't always see what's up there, so I like to be alerted if I can see them. Always better, and there they are. Come on, Jag. Jag's just, he's always the one. He notices when the blade of grass moves, and he's like, I wonder what that was. Let me go see. By the way, this broadcast might end shortly, but I'll probably restart it because I'm having fun. I'm enjoying sharing with you folks. Yeah, Kitty was saying, yeah, she's much too small. What happens is these birds of prey. Come on, Zorro. These birds of prey can pick her up. Additionally, I could train her to be off leash. I mean, that's what I specialize in. But, and we've trained small dogs, Chihuahuas. But the places I go, because they're so loaded with, they're so nature-based, and there's so much wildlife back here. Come on, guys, that she could be subject to the birds of prey as well as the raccoons and everything, because they could grab her or look on her as a predator real quickly before the other dogs were there. Because sometimes you'll notice some of the dogs just go off on their own. I mean, just a little bit, but enough to create a problem, enough to get out of range a little bit, and that's all it takes. So as soon as this broadcast ends, folks, I'm going to restart it. We're back to a wide open field, which is this is a great area, and we're gonna run this area. There we go. Come on, guys. Oh. This thing does not want to cooperate. There we go. Come on, hike. No, Chase. Good boy. Okay, so this field next to me, I don't know if it's wheat. It's not corn. They do grow soybeans here as well. Alfalfa and hay. This is the area where they were sniffing before, and there's definitely, I think the fox lives around here. Come on, guys. He lives on the other side, but I'm sure he's decoy scented it over this way. Jag now? Good boy. And sometimes you can have a little bit of a confrontation with the dogs. They can confront with each other. They can get a little scrap. Family scrap, wolf pack scrap. And that can happen when they're sniffing, when they're too close to each other, because that's a territorial thing. And that's the pecking order of the wolf pack, so of a real wolf pack. And that's why I'm here, to manage it all. And make sure everybody plays nicely. Okay, here we go. Come on, guys. Let's go, go, go. Good girl, pretty princess. Looks like we got a minute or so left, folks. And again, I will restart the broadcast up. There you go, Connie. That's what we do. Thanks so much for chiming in there. Yep, we're the pack daddies and pack mamas, managing all the the Wolfpack mates now. I was looking standing here. One time we ran into a groundhog, and it was, like I said, he had just come out of hibernation, and he was dumbfounded, for lack of a better description. And he just stayed there and looked at us, and I thought I didn't think it was a real. I thought it was I was looking at a tree stump originally, and it was a groundhog. And luckily, I was able to call the Wolfpack off him, but we got real close. Sometimes they get me. Boys, if you could be here, this is surreal, folks. This is what we live for. Thought I heard some farm equipment. So, come on, Chase. Zara thinks we're going that way, and I'm going to fake him out. I'm going to go this way. Come on, guys. So right now, believe it or not, all we've been through today, we've done 2.6 miles. Come on, D-Man. And we've only been on a quarter of the farm. So as I was saying, you could get 5 to 10 miles. The most we've done is 10 miles, and then they're totally bored of it. What views you guys are getting. I hope everybody's enjoying these. I think the broadcast is still going, folks. Could be wrong, but it looks like we're still going, so I'm going to keep it going. Picking up some speed, so now you can see them on an ATV, because I'm keeping up with them. And this is pure heaven. See the 4 of them now?